Hi everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View, here to do another video. And today's healing lesson is called Ascension. I'm going to move my seat back a little bit, going on a little ride. So with talking about Ascension, it's probably going to be the hardest thing that you will ever do. Trust me, I know. If you think this plane on Earth down here is all there is, it's definitely not. And the more you realize that there's so much going on around you, above you, below you, the better. Because every time you are aware of something, it is going to change your perspective, it's going to change your view. It's going to help you realize that there's so much more going on. Okay? You're going to have to leave your old life behind and start new. This could deal with so many things, so many people, so many places. You know, you may not have the same identity that you used to have about yourself, about others. Everything in your life is going to change. And it's going to be a hard realization. It is the hardest thing that you're probably ever going to do, but it is also going to be the greatest. I've had to lose so much in my own process that I don't recognize myself. And it's hard to look back on my life, my whole life, and realize that so much was happening around me that was an illusion. And if you're awake, you understand this, because everything in the world is trying to distract you, trying to keep you asleep, trying to keep you in fear, trying to control you in every way. And you have to decipher what the truth is in everything. You have to finally say, I'm not going to be controlled by everything in the world. You're going to have to let go of your belief systems, a lot of your habits, a lot of the places that you go and frequent, the people, because everything happening around you is trying to keep you stuck, trying to keep you from not elevating and going higher and ascending into a better timeline, to a better frequency. And you may be comfortable where you're at, and your journey may be different. So this isn't for everybody, guys, but this is your challenge. If you're comfortable where you're at, that's your decision. You have free will. But there's so much more that you can discover about the happenings going on everywhere and in your own life. You may live your life doing the same things over and over again, which I did for a very long time. You may have the same friends, the same job, everything. You know, it's what you're used to. But we are not meant to stay where we're at and do the same things over and over again. We're here to evolve, to change, to grow, to learn new things, to learn new habits, to learn new talents, see new places, experience as much as we can. And the more we stay in one place, and this doesn't mean just like a physical location, guys. It means that if we're doing the same things all the time, you're staying where you are. You're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not noticing the gifts that could come into your life if you do things the same old way. Okay? This life is all about discovering the truth of everything, but especially who you are. And everything will try to keep you stuck. Everything will try to keep you asleep. Everything is going to try to show you that there's no other way. That you have to do it this way. You have to do it that way. You have to believe this. You have to follow along. You know, be the follower, not the leader. Do what everybody else does. Be comfortable and stay where you're at. And life will make you believe that there's no other way. That this is the way. This is the right way. And this is all there is. Go to your job. You know, you may have a family, kids. You do a few things here and there with them. Go out to eat. You know, take a vacation. Go to the same places. I have found in my own life that major growth begins when you start losing things that limit you. When you take chances. When you mix it up. When you are bold and take risks. And you ever change. You stay aware of what's happening in your life and you change whatever you can change. Ascension is all about growth. It's all about making it to the next level. And you have to think of life like a game. Because it is. It's a very serious game. And there are so many players involved. And I've talked about, like the video game, guys. Life is like a video game. You have so many players trying to block you, keep you stuck on the lower levels. You know, you're trying to dodge this, that, and the other thing and jump over all these hurdles. You know, are you going to make it to that next level? Are you going to make a big decision in your life that's going to change everything? You know, what in your life is leading you to a different outcome? Are you not happy where you are? That could be a physical place. That could be with certain people. Could be anything. Could be an addiction. Look at your life and see what needs to change. And I've changed so much in my own life, and I know I'm being shown. Yeah, confirmation. I'm being shown what I need to change. And I'm having a really hard time with this one, guys. But I have let go of so much already. And it's hard to just keep letting go. Letting go of so much. So much to where I don't recognize myself, but in a good way. We are here to learn lessons to make a difference somehow. To not only have fun and experience as much as we can, to help others, to be of service. But we are here to transform. And I've been seeing butterflies constantly. I mean, everywhere, all different kinds. Butterflies mean transformation, growth, changing. Like that butterfly in a cocoon. They're stuck there for so long, and then a huge change happens, and they come out a beautiful butterfly. And butterflies, you'll see butterflies all over social media, the entertainment industry. Butterflies are very symbolic. And I love butterflies. But you've got to figure out how to transform your life. And like I said, not only find out what's going on around you with the truth, and not believing everything from the news, social media, from other people, whatever. The list goes on, right? But the ultimate goal is to find out who you really are. Who you are without everything attached to you, and which includes trauma. Because most people, they don't heal from their trauma. They just let it sit and fester, and they learn to live with it. And they make their decisions with it. They could grow colder, angrier, more depressed. Could change them in every way, in the opposite direction, on what the whole goal is. The whole goal of life is to get rid of anything that has tried to keep you down, anything that has tried to control you, anything that is harming you or keeping you stuck within yourself. You're not supposed to live your pain every day. You're not supposed to create your life through your pain and suffering and just deal with it. Okay, you've got to hit your pain head on. You've got to go within yourself and heal all the problems that have attached to you before you can start seeing the bigger picture, before you can start transforming into a better person, into someone that is going to make a difference in the world. And not only this, but to transform yourself so that you see the difference, so that you feel the difference and that you can create from a good space. And your healing will domino. Your frequency will domino onto others. We are all connected. And your frequency, when you make good changes. Oh, I just had a butterfly guy. Guys, go by me. Confirmation. Oh, there's a huge one over here. Oh my gosh. But when you do the work, when you learn and understand what shadow work is, you can look it up on YouTube. Shadow work is all your traumatic experiences that you've had in your life that are stuck inside you, that you're living with every day and avoiding. You're avoiding seeing them. You live with them, but you don't see them anymore. You just deal with it. You have to relive them. You have to see them for everything that they are in detail. And what happened to you, how it happened to you, who did it to you. You have to relive it and cry it out with your emotions to get the darkness off of you. This is what shadow work is. And the more you do this, you're going to start changing into a completely different person. You're going to be that cocoon. Well, you're going to be that butterfly that comes out of the cocoon. And you're not going to recognize yourself. Because all of a sudden, your triggers are not going to be as potent. You're gonna start to change slowly and realize that you're more peaceful. A lot of the things that used to bother you are starting not to. The more you do the shadow work, the more you are going to find freedom within yourself and for yourself. And you're going to look at the world so differently. So differently. And your outside world is going to change. Because that's how it works. You start changing within yourself, and the energy shifts. And all of a sudden, your outside world gets better. And you will start attracting abundance towards you instead of pushing it away because you were stuck before. When you make good changes in your life for yourself and for others, that could be in any way, the universe will see you. Whatever you call God. God is the creator of all things. Okay? God is everything. But the universe, or source energy, God, whatever you call God, will see you. And your world will start transforming just by you doing the inner work. Just by having the courage to face your fears, to face your pain, to face all those moments that traumatized you and changed you. And I want you to ask yourself the question: if you faced all of your fears head on, doesn't matter what it is, could be a physical thing, could be something that happened to you that you need to heal from, could be a person, could be anything. If you face your fears and dealt with your pain and healed from it, what would your life turn into? who would you be? You know, what version of the new you can you imagine? What could you accomplish with that new identity? Because I can guarantee you, you're not going to live the same life. And I know, because I've gone through it. When you are stuck in the lower frequencies, okay, because we are all dark and light energy, God works through you, not separately. When you heal enough within yourself, you start to come back to God. Just like a baby. When they're born, they don't have the attachments and the pain, just like, you know, or like adults do, that we've gone through our whole lives with. Babies are happy for the most part. They laugh, they talk to ceilings, they can see angels, and the spirit world is very real. But when you carry around all of your pain, you create your life from it. And darkness starts to attach to you, which can domino into addictions. It can domino into so many things. But when you release it, when you say, I'm not going to deal with it anymore, I don't want to live this life anymore, I'm tired of this, that, and the other thing controlling me. And when you step forward and start taking control of your own life, can you imagine what your life would be? What your life would turn into? The abundance that your life will start to have. Because you won't be forcing abundance, trying to do this to get that, you know, trying to hurt this person to get that. When you heal yourself, you start attracting it in. You start returning to God again, because God is the light. Your light will be activated again within you. And you will start attracting so many good things towards you. Because when we work in the light, when we release a lot of the darkness off of us, the light is activated within us. And we don't force, we attract. And abundance will start coming in so many ways in your life. And it will also domino to your family. Energy. We are energy. Everything is energy. Everything is frequency and vibration. When you're on the lower frequencies and the lower chakras of the body, that's usually when you're not healed. You have to open up your chakras or balance your chakra system out. Okay, look this up on YouTube. Learn about meditation. Get out in nature. There's so many different ways. But once you understand that you can start doing this on your own, in your free time, it's going to change your world. Big time. And you are going to start leveling up. Once you get through those lower chakras and you start understanding what each chakra does and what it means, and shifting your energy, this is the ascension process. Everything will start changing in your world for the better. We are energy. Everything is energy. Everything is a transfer of energy. You know, go hug a tree. Seriously. The trees will give off good energy for you. Put your feet on the ground. The ground, the earth is alive. Everything is alive in the natural world, there to help you. That's why when you go for a walk, you feel better. Movement is very important. Exercise. But when you are out in nature, when you are in the natural world, in God's world, it is all there to help you heal. You go to the water, you go to the ocean, put your feet in the sand. It's a transfer of energy. Helps balance your system out. But it makes you feel better. And it also drains you because it's basically sucking the dark energy out of you. Helping you detoxify, balancing your hormones. There's so many benefits. But not only this, but getting out and taking a walk in nature and being around the animals, they're on a different frequency. When you're not focused so much on all the negative, you have to find a way to spend some time alone and in nature and be away from all the negative. Find a quiet place for yourself and try to meditate. Learn how to meditate. Close your eyes, breathe. There's so many different ways to meditate. Look them up. Find your balance. But the more you let go of that no longer serves you, the more good changes that you make within yourself to heal. The more you try to stay away from anything that's negative and start to change into a positive direction, the universe will see you and shift everything. This is Ascension, and you can go higher. You can stay where you are and keep doing the same things over and over again. Or you can look at your life and look at yourself in the mirror and say, how can I do better? What can I do for not only myself, but for others? How can I make some good changes in my life to make a difference? Because I can guarantee you, when you start doing these things, your life is going to transform. And you're going to ascend to a higher frequency. We are in the Great Awakening. And so many are going through this process now and have already gone through it. It took me 11 years to get where I am today. And I have had to let go of so much. So much. But even though it was a very hard journey, I have never felt my life become so peaceful. It doesn't matter what's happening in the world. It's like I have no interest in commenting about anything online anymore. I used to, a lot. But I have no interest in social media fighting over politics, over anything on there. I could care less. I try to stay away from anything negative. And the more I do, the more my life changes in a positive direction. And this is some of my advice for you today is to let it go. Let all that negative go. And watch you move so many moves ahead on that chessboard. Make the right moves in your life and see where you end up. We are never meant to stay where we are all the time. And like I've said before, I think her name is Mix Diva on YouTube. She talks about angel numbers. She's written books about them. She's got good information. But one of the things that she said is anything not growing is dead. It's 100% true. 100% true, guys. We're not meant to do the same things over and over again here. We are ever changing. We're meant to change all the time. Start new things. Get involved with new people. Make a difference in someone's life. Get involved with, volunteering. There's so many different things that you can look at in your life that can make a difference. That can make all the difference in your world. And the more you change, the more you will ascend to a higher frequency. And actually, guys, once you start healing a lot within yourself, it's almost like you become your own investigator. You start unraveling the lies in your life. God will show you what has been hidden so that you can make good changes and go in a completely different direction to make those changes to where abundance is going to start coming in. But yeah, you will start seeing the lies. Everything hidden will start to reveal itself to you the more you heal. It's like that blindfold that you've worn for so long. And the more you heal, the more you come back to God, and God will show you the truth of everything. What's been hidden in front of your eyes, behind your back, in your face. Not just in your own world, but in the outside world. God will reveal everything to you. So many changes that come in. And it can be very hard. But we have to see the ugliness before we can change it. We have to experience some things to learn lessons from it. We have to see. We have to see what we have been missing the whole time. We have to experience the lessons first before we can grow. Think of it like an old building that's being torn down to build new, to build a better version Okay, think of life like this. The ascension process. You have to let go of the old before the new comes in, the better new, or the better version of you. So take the challenge today and make some good changes in your life. This is the ascension process, and it can be hard, can be slow, and sometimes it can be grueling. But it is the best experience I've ever had. But at the same time, it's also been the hardest. But so worth it. And I am grateful for my journey. So much peace inside compared to what I used to be, guys. So much peace. And even though I still have my moments, I still get frustrated sometimes. I still, I'm like everybody else. I still have my challenges, but for the most part, I don't have the anxiety. I don't have a lot of the challenges that I used to. I don't have most of the addictions that I used to. I have transformed myself inside and out. And now I don't let things bother me like I used to. I don't let people control me like I used to. I just don't involve myself with the old version of me. I let it all go, and my triggers are pretty much in my past for the most part. And I wish this for you today. So, okay guys, I hope you're learning information from my videos and understanding about this ascension process. It's so important to live this work. Do it. If you can do it daily, great. I know you all have busy lives, but the more work you do, the faster you transform and go higher. All right, this is Kristen from A Voice in a View. Keep doing the work, guys. Keep healing out there. All right, love you all. Bye. Peace, love, and light.